The most recent transition was leaving a company where I had a business development role and I could tell that I wasn't feeling valued, that I wasn't valued for what I was bringing to the table professionally by a network or the ability to perform. And it took about a year into that to realize that I need to make a change. I feel like we all go through different stages where we sort of get uncomfortable in our own, we sort of know what we do best for ourselves, where our best self is put forward, way deep in our hearts. And if you can, if when you start to feel that that is really going awry, it's important to try to make a change because you just don't feel good in your own skin. I have a tendency to pick up the phone and talk to dear women friends real fast who know me across decades and are willing to be really honest with me about where I am, what I could do well, what I don't do so well, and help me framework what I need next. I've heard people say before that, and I went through this, and I've gone through this in a number of different times through my career and through life, where you walk down the street going, well, why am I out of job? They're not out of a job. These people are all working. What is it about me that does not have a job? And I had to sort of wrangle that this time and not let that throw me off kilter. I did do a workshop, thankfully with you, that definitely put me back in sort of a place where I could hear some other people's opinions and put some other tools in place. And the one thing you said to me, Kelly, that was so important was, how do you want to feel every day? And I took that to heart. And so I had to make some changes for myself. I put myself in a low carb diet. I ended up building in intermittent fasting and tried to get my act back together again. And by then, between that and a lot of walking, every day I would go out and walk because I had stopped doing some activity. Every day I would walk down here on my beach and I would pick up one small stone. And I have a pile of stones because every day I would add to my little pile. And it just sort of helped me know that I could change my habits that were not working in my best interest and get them working forward for me. As I'm getting ready to turn 65, what I've learned is what I ask myself every day is how I want to feel. And I make sure that that's sort of front and center in my day. What I've learned is that my brain is not working like it used to work at 40 or 50, but it works like a mature, seasoned adult. And so I now weave my day and my work across over time instead of having to deliver in a short period of time. That doesn't mean I can't. I do it all the time, but that's not my day, the way I work daily. I think it's really important to be honest with yourself about where you're at. You know, really do that hard conversation. I also think it's really, really important for women, but men as well, to gather a group of friends and colleagues who will be raw honesty, provide you raw honesty. Who you are, what you do well, support you when you're down, and also make it really work for you and commend you when it's really going well. I'm actually committed financially to look at my next 5 years, and I want to be working during those 5 years. I want to set myself up physically and mentally to work for 5 years, to have a certain amount of income so I'm not tapping my other resources until I have to. And that was really important. So if there was anything that I should have done possibly earlier, probably really important to have done earlier, that I didn't, but I'm doing now, is going back and look at all of where I am financially, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and also to look at all of my financial well-being, any assets that I have, and just having someone else help me get all of those things in a row. Where I never had the real time or the wherewithal or too fearful of looking at all those things in the past. So I feel like I needed to get all of those things under my belt, and those have helped me look forward. And then the other thing that was very important is that a lot of people sort of say, well, where am I going to be at 80? I have no idea where I'm going to be at 80. So a great deal of wisdom was given to me by my elder cousin, who said, well, let's just look at 5 years. Let's just do all these pieces in 5-year stints. set up your will and your proxy and all of those pieces in 5-year increments, instead of trying to predict how you're going to be 20 years from now. I can't tell you that, and be okay with that.